This back nine at Woodley is a pretty good example of what I did to drop from a 10 handicap to a 2.4 last year. It's not an exciting video. It's not a sexy drill or anything like that. It's pretty simple. Spoiler alert, lag putting. I'm not going to have my best swings every day. I'm not going to strike it amazing. I'm not going to always hit driver well. But lag putting is a constant in my game that I developed over last year. It really started to show dividends. This last putt was just a good 10-footer where I stole back a par. This is a bad drive on a very windy day. It was gusting about 30 at Woodley, and it's very exposed. Try to flight this one down, a little bit of a pull. Now I'm in a similar situation. I think at 45 feet here, wind off the left, blowing pretty hard. I don't hit a great putt, but I get it kind of in this range that I'm generally comfortable with, and I put it in for another par. Another example of not the best swings, but a decent result. This shot over the kind of lake is the only hard part about playing from the blacks at Woodley. It's like 30 yards longer than the blues. This was a terrible putt from 65 feet with a lot of wind, but the putter was just rolling today. Continuing on to the fourth hole. This was downwind, took advantage of it, hit a decent drive. Second shot was not great. Like again, I said, this round was just very like rotatey is the feeling to me, where I'm not really getting through the ball. I'm kind of spinning out a little bit. So we're not taking advantage of this par 5, but even from this kind of a short range that I have on this birdie putt, a lot of the time, stats-wise, this is just going to be a 2-putt. But if you can get that same kind of feeling from 30, 40 plus feet, that's when you're cooking. Again, not a good drive, kind of tugged it with wind off the right. Left myself in, I think, a pitching wedge or so. Another poor swing, kind of pulled it on the green though, putting. And when I'm feeling good about my lag putts, it really makes the game easier. It's easy to see in this round, if you're paying attention, that I could have easily been 3 or 4 shots worse on this 9. And that really is the difference between a 10 and a 2. Over 18 holes, that's 6 or 7, 8 shots every round. And I know it's easier to concentrate on the more exciting parts of golf, but this is a big part of golf. If you watch any pro events, a lot of it is just 2 putts from like 30 plus feet, and you got to make those. Continuing on in the theme, we're even right now through 6 holes. Haven't been hitting it amazing, kind of getting it on the green 30, 40, sometimes even 60 feet out, and putting good rolls on the putts. I get that it's easier to concentrate on driving and hitting and compressing balls, but at the end of the day, the hole doesn't end until you get on the green and you put it in the hole. Bottom line, you need to be able to put it close from 30 plus feet out. This one was my pretty much only missed putt from inside 10 feet on this round. Downwind on 17. This hole is 440 yards, but downwind it got really short. Had a P-wedge 9-iron in. I kind of overestimated how much the wind was going to help, and this kind of ripped back 6 or 7 paces. But again, I think this was 35 feet, right to left, read the putt it close, tap it in. That's what golf is a lot of the times. I think amateurs underestimate how important lag putting is. It's also the cheapest part of golf to practice. All you need is a golf ball and a putter. They don't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be $1,000 lab putter. You just need somewhere where you can pace off putts. You can use a tape measure. You can walk it off. Get to distances like 30, 40, and 50 feet and get comfortable two-putting for those ranges. Once you get that down, you will feel so much less pressure on your approach game, and it'll be easier to hit greens because you don't feel like you need to get it inside 20 feet to two-putt. This wasn't a great round, but it was a good example of lag putting and why it works.